Here we are. Here we are again. There's gotta be... I mean, there is some other way. I could probably have done something different with Merwith. But here we are. So, I'm just gonna have to prepare for the worst, I think. There's nowhere else that I can go. Hey, scroll case. Full of money. Nowhere else I seem to be able to go. A shawl of stealth. What would that make my perception if I put it on? Because I'm wondering if there's a way to... I might just not be equipped character-wise to deal with this problem. Let's take a look. Character. Perception is currently 15. And I do have an active buff from rest.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I can boost my perception again with food, maybe? Endurance, and constitution, might. Oh, I get one more perception out of a savory pie. Alright, that's something. Let's make one of those. Successfully crafted a pie. So let's eat that pie. Do I have any perception potions? Wizard's double, Eldritch aim, recovery. Also, these people should be fast equipping these. Come on, everybody. Let's check my inventory. Eldritch aim, some drink, iron skin. It may not even matter now. Because I didn't see the option blacked out, so... Does anybody have that much lore? Alright,
Yeah.
well, we may just have to fight her. And if I am... I'll try and spread out a little bit better. And get Aloth in the middle of these people. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and quick save. And, you know, it's frustrating because it doesn't, I can't...
How may I help?
I can't prep too hard.
Lavaro, Bio, see.
I wonder how long these seals last. Oh, you can only have one at a time. Okay. Okay. Alright. So let's drop that seal.
Lavaro, Bio, see.
And then we will, I guess, just attack the crap out of her. Eat this pie anyway. Cause hey, why not?
Hi.
Do this thing.
Lavaro, beyond seek.
Okay. Let's buff our team. Where's that counter fear? Yeah, that's a good buff to start with. That's a good deal. Let's throw down iron skin here. Target the nearest shade, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah.
And try to paralyze the boss while we take out the smaller dudes.
Yes?
Okay. I'm gonna put it in slow mode because I need it to be in slow mode. Why is everybody attacking Aloth. Like, it happens right away.
Get a good shot at this.
How may I help?
Just get the shit out of there. That's how you can help. Alright, I'm gonna keep spamming this paralysis spell, hoping that it'll help. And we are attacking... Lilith's already down to 2. Maybe we should attack her.
Yes?
How may I help?
Okay, alright. That's good. We got rid of that thing. Now we're just down to normal mobs. So that feels good.
Aye? Hey.
Should I save these slots for healing spells? Probably. Okay, Aloth, you need to get this shit out of here again. Or at least protect yourself in some way.
What?
God, he's such a squish.
Yes?
Yeah.
All the paralysis.
Lava will be on seek.
Eh?
On your word.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Nope, Aloth, just stay where you are, you chump.
What?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yes?
So here's the thing that I would like. Good MVP showing up at the end there, dragons. Okay, good, we did it. Congratulations, team. Way to go. We killed the lady. One thing I wish that this game would give you more of an option to do. So here's what happens. It's like you get in a fight, you die, you load, you fight again, you load, you fight again, you do something else, you try to find another way, you fight, you die, you load. I would love if the game replaced every situation in which you load there, like pull that out and say you run away. Like, this is the thing that D&D does differently than CRPGs. If you die in Dungeons and Dragons, the character stays dead. I mean, barring special magic. In this, I just reload, right? I die. Okay, whatever. I died. In NBD, I'm just gonna reload. It would be cool if, and you notice at the beginning, if you've been watching the series through, you'll notice at the beginning I try to flee a lot. I'm like, oh shit, combat, let's get out of here. Attacks of opportunity as a concept in Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games, plus in this, it's bled through. I don't know where the attack of opportunity idea came from. Like, I don't know what the ludographical origins of that mechanic, what they are, but like, it really makes it so
This
you...
elder of yours, may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Run intro.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, huh?
I never return empty-handed.
So what attacks of opportunity have done have stolen our ability in a lot of ways to run away. You can still flee. You can still, you know, throw your action away to buy a disengage and then run. You can paralyze your enemies and then flee. But mechanically, it says don't run. Running away means you're just going to get killed anyway. Don't do it. Don't disengage. So it's made it hard to, like, get away.
stranger.
Alright. Dealt with your wailing banshee. So, I don't know, I like the
Yeah.
idea that you can try to flee from combat, that you don't have to you don't have to stay engaged every time you get engaged. But this is not one of those games. I'm actually gonna... Yeah, optional two-hander build. That's better. Cool.
Eh?
You know, so I mean, I like the idea that getting into combat means you've made a mistake. I like that in games where it's just like, okay, cool, you have royally effed up because combat. You rolled initiative. That means something bad is going to happen to you. Someone will probably die, or something bad should happen. But like, in basic D&D, back in the day, there was no attack of opportunity. Like, you could disengage and get away from someone as part of your move action. And I think that as combat became more significant part of Dungeons and Dragons, the more they had to tweak combat mechanically to make it fit that model. About game balance, which is you know, for me, like in role-playing games, I find it highly irritating. I get why it exists, or you don't want everybody playing the same unbalanced class or taking the same unbalanced option, but also I think that it should be a second to creating fictional circumstances by way of the mechanics. Anyway, a young woman stands behind the counter, watching with quick, intelligent eyes. Welcome. This is your first visit to the Valiant Trading Company, is it not? Please let me know how I can assist you. Her tone is both professional and inquisitive. What is this place? The Valiant Trading Company is an association of merchants from the Valiant Republics who oversee trade deals and negotiations on behalf of our merchants. This is our warehouse, where we store goods in transit. Who are you? So she's the assistant. Great. The paladin that I saw earlier, she was complaining about them, so I wanted to go ahead and check and see if there was anything that would trigger there. But no.
Gods keep you.
Hey, Cartugo. Oh, you got some cool stuff. Magic items. Dragon eggs. Yeah, dude. Pretty into it. Let's trade some crap here. No, I don't want to trade that. Do I have anything to give you? No, I unloaded almost all of my stuff. But I might buy something from you. Ring of Wonder? That's kind of cool. Belt of the Stalgar. Amulet of Jokate. Cloak of the Tireless Defender. Yup. What is, what's, Johnny Tank wearing here? A spell defense necklace? Get out of here. Get out of here, spell defense necklace. I am gonna buy him that cloak.
How do you do?
That's a good deal. Here you go, fancy pants. Get a new cloak. It looks terrible and you look like an idiot. You look like a Dark Souls character. A Dark Souls. Yeah, he looks terrible, but I don't care. That's fine. Alright. I want to find out... I want to find out where... I feel like I'm missing something here. So I'm just checking really quickly. I remember a quest from earlier, and I want to just see where I was supposed to pick it up. Yeah, I was in the right place. Okay. Well, let's take another look around. I probably turned around too soon. Just talking to the assistant. Here we go. Maestro Verzano. A man stands in the corner of the warehouse, directing traffic. Gems wink from the many rings on his fingers as he points and waves at the laborers. Alright, so let's take a second here. I was thinking about this earlier, and the game is doing a great job of it ongoing, and I wanted to bring it up. So, as a GM in a tabletop role-playing game, your descriptions of the things that happen in the world color the way that the characters behave within that system. So, like, let's imagine we're playing a role-playing game, and you're a party of angry murder hobos, and you come into a merchant's shop. Now, I describe the merchant to you. I say, you see the merchant behind the counter. He is dressed in fine robes that look like they were purchased just this morning. His hair is done up in a fine, expensive coiffure. He smells of perfume, and rings glitter on his fingers. You can see bits of his breakfast still stuck in his teeth. He looks at you and says, "Welcome to my store, adventurers," and gives you a sidelong glance. Now imagine you go into the same store, and I describe the NPC this way. I say, you see a well-dressed merchant with rosy cheeks. He looks well-fed and smells of lilacs. He seems to be well off, and when he looks at you, he seems nervous, casting a glance at your arms and armor. "Welcome, adventurers," he says, a bit suspiciously. Now, the two ways that you describe an NPC will really color, because the first guy sounds like he's more like well-off and rich and kind of like a bit pompous and is eyeing you suspiciously because he thinks he's better than you. And the second, it's the same NPC, and I've described him kind of the same way, but he's a little friendlier, right? But the things that they say aren't necessarily any different. So this game is doing a good job to do that as well. You notice like gems wink from the many rings on his fingers as he points and waves at the laborers. Some of the other NPCs, it's like they take a relatively neutral character and describe them in a certain way that kind of implies your behavior towards them or how your behavior should be, which I think is super interesting and really important as a GM to think about when you're narrating a role-playing game, because the words that you choose and the way that you assemble those words is literally like, and think about this, literally the only way that the player characters interface with the universe. Like, the characters don't get any information that you don't directly give them. So the way that you color your information, the way that you describe your NPCs, the way that you describe literally everything in the world, that is reality. And it's up to your players and through their characters to interpret that description. So this is why I think that showing rather than telling is so important. I mean, you're playing a role-playing game, so you're telling everything, but this is why I think that showing someone something instead of telling them lets them make more of their own decision, which is being truer to the world that you're trying to narrate.
Welcome.
When he sees you, he throws his arms wide in an expansive welcome. We heard it there. Greetings. You have come to the warehouse and headquarters of the Valiant Trading Company. He consults a pocket watch. Some of the gold filigree has chipped away. Okay, pocket watch. He has a watch, so that's a thing. But some of the gold filigree is chipped away. He doesn't really take very good care of that watch. But you are late. I sent word to the expedition hall yesterday. This delivery cannot wait. He snaps the watch shut. Who's that feathered woman? Ah, you must mean Taligina. She's the paladin and the employee of the Valiant Embassy. She's a good soldier, but not so good at taking orders. Too hot a temper, I'm afraid. Well, she seemed angry. That is no surprise. She's hot-headed, a woman in a brotherhood of paladins. Touched by the gods in such an unusual way. What's the delivery? I must assume then you are not from the company I ordered at the expedition hall? But you are here. They are not. It is a bag of bitter squash seeds which are prized for their medicinal properties. Few merchants in Defiance Bay deal in them, but those who do know their value. Seems simple enough. Why ask me? His frown distorts his meticulous goatee. My own couriers have been robbed and beaten these past few weeks. And I've seen you take out like a half-dozen assassins in one go. So like, whatever, you're obviously a PC. No problem. It would seem that some of my competitors resent my success. In any case, you are not a known associate. You would be left alone. And if not, well, you look like you could handle yourself. And as for your integrity, well, I suppose I will have to trust you. As you will have to trust my assurances, you won't find a buyer outside my contact. I'll do it. Now, I'll deliver this package to a man named Gareth at the Goose and Fox in Copper Lane. He will know what to do with it. Return to me when you're done. I shall see to your payment. Shit, dude. I might be level 7, my friend. I might have died several times fighting dragons, but I'm not too good for a little courier mission. No salty mast for you today, everybody. We're going to the other tavern.
Yeah.
The other tavern in Copperlane. That's the one. Alright. That's where I was going, right? Goose and Fox? Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Deliver this pizza to Icy Wiener. Ah, Icy Wiener. You know, I'm thinking a bit more about the NPC description thing that I was talking about, and how it's hard because you want to be evocative of a certain you want to get the spirit of the character across, but you also want to be as accurate as possible about the realities that the characters are able to see. And so you're constantly like having to think about what certain characters would notice and which ones, like, what they wouldn't, right? Like a thief is going to look at a character and probably, and I don't want to make assumptions about every thief ever, but they're probably going to look for their valuables, right? They're going to be like, oh, what expensive jewelry are they wearing? What kind of weapons do they have? What am I going to be able to steal? A wizard might look for unusual signs, like, you know, purple fingernails, or a strange glitter in their eyes, or odd tattoos. A warrior's going to size them up for battle. Like, that stuff I feel like is implied. That's fictional positioning for the character. I feel like if we ever do a second edition of Dungeon World, I want to do an entire chapter just about fictional positioning, because it's so important in role-playing games. And I personally hadn't thought about it or really given it kind of a second thought at all until I read Apocalypse World, and thus, you know, in absorbing it, wrote out what we did in Dungeon World. Alright. So, this guy skulks, trying to blend in, watching people out of the corner of his eyes, gives us a quick nod. Sounds like a paranoid. Keep your voice down, will you? The Dominils have spies everywhere. You tell Verzanos the last time I'm buying from him. It's getting too dangerous. Did I just crime? Did you trick me into criming? You motherfucker. No? Tell me what was in the pouch. Bitter squash seeds. They interrupt pregnancies. Even though they're not exactly legal, many folks nowadays prefer them to the risk of hollowborn or celibacy. Alright, cool. So I was just tricked into giving this guy a bag of abortion seeds. So that's a thing. It's really interesting because, like, I don't know, again, like, I have this privilege that I don't have to think about that very much, honestly. Like, abortion, less of an issue for me than for a person who can have a baby. So it never even occurred to me that, like, okay, cool, so in the setting, there's the hollowborn, and the hollowborn are babies born without souls, and in an environment in which there's a chance that if you get pregnant, your baby might be born a hollow husk, you wouldn't want to get pregnant. So, yeah, of course. Of course this is a thing. Of course this is a thing that's happening alchemically or magically or whatever. So, alright. So I'm participating in that. So what do the Dominils have to do with this? Let's say they have exclusive rights to trade certain merchandise. Undercutting. Okay, so the Dominil family, I don't think I've heard of them before. The important thing is they don't, make sure they don't hear about you. They're old Brackenbury stock. The Dominils are known for their business activity, so they're like the mob. Most of which involves some degree of bribery, extortion, theft, or murder. Are we done? Now get out of here before... Oh, shit! A guy in a fancy hat. Oh, no, it's a woman in a fancy hat. So... I want to talk a little bit more about that idea that, like... I like the idea that they're addressing that, like, women in this setting have a choice whether they want to get pregnant or not. The moon tea in Game of Thrones fills the exact same thing. I mean, there have been herbal, to varying degrees of effectiveness, herbal birth control methods throughout time, right? It's not a new thing. It's not a modern concept. But some modern religions have an opposition to the idea that once you're pregnant, you would like to stop being pregnant without going through with having a baby. So it's interesting, in a world where we know that things have souls, if you have, like, when does the soul become injected into the body? And if you die and your soul just gets moved to another body, what is the harm in, like, why is murder not just an okay thing? Like, if someone pisses you off and you stab them in the face and they die, like, sure, causing someone mental trauma should probably be illegal. Assault should be illegal. Battery should be illegal. But flat out, like, murder, why would that be a crime if someone's soul just gets to go and restart in another body? Like, sure, you're taking away the things that they worked so hard to I mean, okay, it's a thin argument because killing someone's a bad idea. I'm just saying, as a thought experiment, in a world where the soul is a transitive thing that goes from body to body, and some people have the ability to you have the ability to speak with or connect with your previous incarnations. You'd think that the law and that the religions of the time, some of them at least, would... I think it's interesting. So, I mean, again, I really want to stress that I'm not equating aborting a pregnancy and killing a live person. I think they're very, very fucking different. But what does this setting think about that? That's my curiosity. All right. Please, my lady, I was explaining I don't do business with anyone else. Except that one last time, right? There's always one more deal till you run out of credit, that is. And just who are you? You don't look like a seed dealer. Just take one letter out. That's all they had to do. Seed deals. I think that's a compliment. I'm no one to be trifled with. Verzano put you up to this, didn't he? That old fool's on a sinking ship, and he's determined to drag anyone who gets close to him down with him. Gareth, you knew better, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In fact, I'll give you a chance to get even with the imbecile who's been playing us both. What do you say to killing Verzano? Tell me about the dominoes. I don't know whether to be relieved or insulted. We're one of the wealthiest merchant families in Defiance Bay. Let's just say, however, some of our business practices are not officially sanctioned. I'll do it. Lie. I hate them. I hate them already. A bunch of dicks. I'm gonna go and tell him about that action because I don't know. I like him. I met him first. If I've learned anything from Akira Kurosawa movies, it's that if you are a heavily armed
You must gather
badass
your party before
No
venturing
problem.
forth.
and you wander into a situation where there are a bunch of factions all playing against each other, the best thing to do is pretend that each of the factions is your best friend, and then turn them against each other, and play them. So we'll see if we can do that. Alright, so the trading company down here. And I'm being told by chat that this quest is bugged, so I might want to save. Good call, chat. Thank you for helping me. I've decided to step back and not get involved. So, even if you get out of this alive, they're done with you. The Dukes have more pressing interest in Defiance Bay than rescuing one merchant who threw himself overboard. Have mercy, Palagina. I don't stand a chance against the Dominoes. I've brought failure and shame on myself, but you can't mean to watch your countrymen die like a dog. Pelagina stares at Verzano for a long moment. The nictitating membranes of her eyes slide in, out and back before she continues. Cool. Lizard eyes. Yeah, right. This guy's a merchant, not a duke. You're right. Verzano, why are you wasting your precious breath on me? My orders come through the ambassador, and through the ambassador, from people you should be honored ever gave a moment's thought as to whether you live or die. You don't seem like the sort to petition the gods to keep him out of hell, so why not cry mercy to the one person in the room with the power to grant it? She turns her attention to you and raises her feathered eyebrows expectantly. I intend to protect him from the Dominoes. She drops her gaze and lightly shakes her head. Moments later, she turns her eyes to the ceiling in amused disbelief. Oh, Verzano, you have a saint looking out for you after all. She strides across the room and takes the already nervous Verzano's head in her feathered hands, a gesture that seems to hover in a dangerously narrow space between caressing and crushing. I want more time, Father. Just don't come knocking on the embassy door, understand? Verzano replies with a rapid, weak series of nods. She nods back and gives his face a light slap.
Do as you will. He's no longer my concern.
Ah. I like her. To come in the back entrance? Okay. Dana saunters to the door, flanked by a squad of Dominel foot soldiers. She lets her gloved hand rest on the hilt of her weapon. Getting cold feet, are we? That's the way it's gonna be. You're welcome to go down with Verzano. Look, honey, I killed so many ghosts just a minute ago. You ain't shit to me. To the point of I'm gonna get my tank just to use a big sword. I don't even care.
Yes?
You're all dead. You're dead to me. Also, I'm really sorry about anything that might happen to your warehouse. Super sorry about that.
Love. How may I help? Word. Hey.
That was so easy. They're all so dead. I can't thank you enough, Amika, but this won't stop the dominoes for long. I've got to get out of here, and I recommend you do too. Now, this is all I have after this ill-fated adventure. Thank you again, and please, look out for yourself. Just away he goes. Just, see you later, buddy. Meanwhile, in my castle... We got an average adventure. Oh, I just got some taxes and stuff. Alright, well, what do we got? Dagger, dagger. Fine clothes. Take all of it. Whatever you got.
Sure.
Good work, team. We just completely murdered those dudes. Down with the nobility.
I can do that.
And hey, if he's not using his, he's not gonna be selling his stuff anymore, I might as well just take it for myself. Business venture is closed. Oh yeah, they did come in the back entrance. Okay. I want to see if that paladin lady is still about. And also I want to take money from this guy. No? Okay. I think she's at the embassy though, so maybe I'll go talk to her there. No, she's standing outside. What up?
Ah. It's done then.
Oh, it's super done.
Verzano plays with fire and someone else always pays the price for it. Your charity is more than he deserves. Still, at least I don't have to deal with him anymore. For that, I'm grateful.
I wonder where this character is from. She's from the Valen Republics, which are kind of like the Italy analog, but she has like a Caribbean accent, which is cool.
Whether you intended to or not, you've done the Valian Republics a service today, ridding us of him. I work closely with the embassy to protect our interests, but lately I think our gaze has been too narrow. You clearly have pursuits of your own in the city, but I think we could help each other out. If you're interested in doing some work for us.
Yes,
Officially,
totally.
I mean. We can go together and I'll introduce you to the ambassador.
That sounds fine. Let's go.
Good. Maybe I can finally do something more worthwhile than playing nanny to merchants. The embassy is up in First Fires, southwest of the Ducal Palace.
First fires. Okay. Who do I want to go away? See you later, Adar.
Fall in on my position.
No, Aloth, that is a terrible place for you to be, dude. Here we go. She has like a fine breastplate and a fine greatsword. Well, hey, at least I have a character in my stronghold. Can I? Yeah, go on a mission, Adar. Just you do that. Be a mission guy. I don't know. I'll get in a couple of fights and we'll see. Like, cause he's a pretty tough dude. She might not be a good fit. I may want to replace somebody else instead.
I'm ready.
Oh, more assassins. It's all I ever wanted in life was just constant assassin barrage. Also, tough character can throw away. So
Let's go!
Smushed.
Tell me.
Ah, it's tough because, God, and so this is the hardest part for me of so many role-playing games. Like, I want all the characters on my team. I want to be able to explore all of their stuff. And so I'm like, I'm really tough, like trying to, having to like move them around and like decide who I want on the team. Like, Adar is boring. Sagani's not very good, but she's interesting. But Adar is super good. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll try it out. I think Adar is kind of interesting, but he's also like the most generic, like, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I'll try her out. I mean, maybe once I finish with Sagani's like quest line, I won't have to. I won't need
Ambassador
her.
Augusti, I would speak with you on a matter of some urgency and great importance.
I just like the idea of the like folk hero dude. Boring. Sighing as though remembering some heavy burden, Vicente crosses his arms before replying. Palagina, if this is the same matter we previously discussed, I doubt I'll be convinced any more easily.
Ambassador, I implore you to take a step back and look at this again.
Enough. We're not going over Defiance Bay as Animancers again. The Duke's Bell's desire have not changed since last time we spoke. If you haven't heard, word of your insubordination has already found the ears of the Duchess of Viagepe and the Duke of Salona. There are murmurs you cannot be trusted to fulfill your duties. Must this talk reach the shores of Spirento? Pelagina's aggressive demeanor drains her state of shock and worry, but she seems... Wow. If it makes any difference, Ambassador, I'm already looking into the matters Pelagina has spoken of. It doesn't. But it'd be fortuitous if your investigation took you to Twin Elms, because that's where Pelagina needs to go.
What is it the Dukes need of me, Ambassador?
The Deerwood's instability has created an opportunity for us to take over the trade with our Glanfath. We'll need to meet with the Glanfathans soon to secure upcoming trade agreements. The road to Twin Elms can be dangerous, of course, but that's why you'll be our representative there.
It shall see, Ambassador. But won't this provoke the Deerwoodins? Their country is falling apart, and we're already dividing up their trade alliances.
She's got kind of like a Creole accent, like it's very faint. Provoke them into what? Going to war? Through no fault of the Republic's, the Deerwood's armies have been deprived of an entire generation of soldiers. It would be foolish not to take advantage of the situation. If we don't, the Red Serents will. Ambassador, that's cold compassion, considering what these people have been through.
More than that, Ambassador, there is a practical element to consider. We may profit in the short term from this arrangement, but what of the future? The Deerwood won't forget, and the Republics may pay the price for it.
We are not the Dukes, Pelagina. It's their decision and our job to carry out the orders. It's not like they're asking you to assassinate someone. Are you sure? Pelagina, Pelagina. Go to Twin Elms, speak to the Amenefath. Impress upon her the instability of the Deerwood and reassure her of the Valiant Republic's desire to open safe trade.
Of course, Ambassador.
I know you planned on investigating this crisis together, but I hope you understand Pelagina's responsibilities. Okay, I gotta do this one. Lie, wink obnoxiously at Pelagina. Will the Dukes need to hear more about Pelagina Messeres? Oh, is that her name? I see. Wild Adventures?
Of course not, Ambassador. I will attend to the Amenefath as soon as I am able to travel to Twin Elms.
Interesting. Good. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to go polish my purple
Could have gone
pantsuit.
better. Could have gone worse. I appreciate that you stood up for me, but it's hard to persuade the Ambassador to go against the Duke's orders.
I know you're right, Pelagina. We may find some way for you to fulfill your obligations while looking into what's really going on around here. Don't worry.
Enough wisdom for both of us. Now, I just need to find out how to get to Twin Elms before the Ambassador loses his patience.
Still, I fear that making this deal with the Glenfathans will further weaken the Deerwood and make trouble for the Republics in the years to come. Wink obnoxiously. Well, it's a long way to Twin Elms. You'll have plenty of time to think it over, follow your heart, do what you believe will be best. Just follow your orders. It's like, you know, just...
Verus.
Verus, I'm going to make a guess. My Latin is not great. I'm going to guess Verus means that's true. Yeah, new friends. Quest friends. I gotta go that way anyhow. I got a million other things to do in that direction. So, what do we have here? Fight the damn dragon. Find the outer arch in the woods. Cade Noir. These are both under my... The runes beneath the keep. The endless paths of Cade Noir. Okay, I have 2 quests under there. So maybe I'll go do that? I'll just go check it out. Like it's like a mega dungeon, right? It's some kind of like extreme mega dungeon. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll check that out. I'm gonna go see if I can buy my paladin friend some equipment first. Pop back to Copper Lane. Yeah, let's go test our paladin under the keep. Also, I love that. Like, what a typical place for an adventurer to live. Like, you own a castle. Oh yeah,
but
cool.
If your dukes ordered you to return home...
The safety of the Republics is being decided here. If I do what needs to be done, there'll be time enough to beg forgiveness when the dust settles.
You must do what you feel is best. I understand.
I like that she's like a counter-authoritarian paladin. That she's not just like, I'll do whatever I want.
Tell me.
Anyway, I love the fact that I own a castle, and then it's like, on top of the castle, if you want to, like, you can just... Some people want a house with a swimming pool. Adventurers...
Where?
Totally into a house with a... totally into a house with a dungeon underneath. It's a fixer-upper. It might be worth going and
We need
checking
someone
out.
to help us seek an audience with the Duke. But the dozens are little more than a mob.
You know, they're common people. Disorganized maybe, but still people.
I have nothing against common people, but the dozens are easily agitated and always seem to be looking for a fight. It wouldn't take much to push them over the edge.
Don't worry, I'll keep them under
I
control.
hope you can find that confidence when we are staring down a horde of angry farmers.
Horde of angry farmers? Girl, I would destroy them. I don't need anything, Wayne. You're boring to me. What I do need is to find that shop. Awe. Show me your wares, friend. What you got? I have some crap to sell you. Crap stolen from my enemies. How does that feel? Alright, what she got here? Let's take a look at... So she has a fine greatsword, she has a fine pistol, and a fine breastplate. So really nothing good. Attack speed, marking, damage, shock damage, DR bypass, crit. Okay, this gun is better. Better than forgiveness. Okay, so I don't think I have anything that I can give her, except maybe this axe, if I want to give her a shield. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give her a hatchet, and I'll give her a shield, and I'll see if I can buy her some armor as well. Shield anywhere? No. Nothing good. That's annoying.
Tell me,
You suck, Sonild. Fine. Never you mind. I guess I could enchant the equipment she has now.
Come now, it'll be fun.
That's a good way to good place to start. Let's do that. So I haven't done nearly enough enchanting. There you go, damaging greatsword. Shockproof, slashproof, pierceproof. Let's pierceproof it. Why not? And this thing is as enchanted as it's ever going to be. I also need to get her a shield, so... Enchant that too. Can I? No. Alright. Fair start.
No.
Even just a single...
I'm not calling Isilmir out just so you can learn he'll speak. I'll write down a few words.
Poor Aloth, everybody's giving him a hard time. Also, yeah, I love, like, everyone in chat is pointing this out. This hatchet is fucking huge. Hatchet not to scale.
good.
It's like the arrows. I don't know if anyone's like a vanilla WoW veteran, but remember when you were fighting Ragnaros? There was that hunter, that specific hunter arrow. That when you shot it into Ragnaros, it like got huge. It like jumped up to giant size. Yeah, that brings me back. All right. Alright. Typical fantasy music complete. Off to Caed Noir. Alright, so I've returned home to my base. I am going to save my game and take a short break. And when I return, we're going to continue, and we're going to go delve into the first section of the dungeon of Cape Noir, the Endless Paths. So we can go check it out.